Gather around, I got a story to tell, baby. Gather around, I got a story to tell. First, I want to tell y'all, man, thank y'all so much for just liking, sharing, commenting. Y'all don't know, this week it's been a roller coaster ride. But I'm back with these stories, man. You know, I calculated the time I did in prison. I did 5,500 days. You know, that's a lot of time. 5,500 days. So every day you got about 10, 15 stories. But so much stuff happened in jail and prison. I'm going to be telling y'all stories until I leave this planet, man. You know, I want to give a shout out to everybody that was there, people that witnessed the stories. You know, people that's interested in the stories. I'm going to keep giving it to y'all, man. But today I want to talk about a dude named Tone. You know, we was locked up, and Tone was like one of the first people I ever seen that had 44 years inside of a prison cell. Tone had 44 years, and you know, he got caught up in that you know, back in the days it was a big Black Power movement and us against the system mentality. Still go on today, but back then they was more real about it, you know. The revolution wasn't going to be televised, and Tone took matters into his hands, and they convicted him of killing a cop, right, a state trooper or something, and they gave him 20 to life. He was young when he caught the charge, right? So probably was like, say, 28, 29, and then he did his 20 years, and every time he go to the board, they keep hitting him. So when they hit you, that means they deny your parole. They denied his parole up to 22 years. So he did the 20 to life, right? And then he did another 22 years on top of that. So it's 42 years, right? And you go to the board every 2 years. So I met Tone when he had 42 years in. And he was a cool older dude, you know. He didn't look like worn out. He still had a spirit with him, like a young spunk, you know. And it was like, yo, he used to get mad and be like, damn, why they keep denying me parole? Why they keep denying me parole? And one day I told Tone, I said, yo, they denying you parole because you going inside the parole hearing, energetic, with an attitude. It's like, yo, they never gonna, you accused of killing a cop. Do you know how serious that is? Being accused of killing a state trooper in New York State? They never gonna let you go. So he like he's sickly though. So he's really sickly. But when he go in front of the board, he's energetic and he got an attitude and he's still on his Black Power movement energy. And I'm like, yo, listen, B, if you want to get home, you got to go in there how you really are. You're really an old, decrepit man. You need to go get your cane, because he had a cane. When you go back to the board in 2 years, go with your cane, show them your medication, right? Don't even show them your medication. While you doing the hearing, because you can bring your meds and stuff, take your medication in the hearing. Let them see that you worn out, Tone. You got to get home. You know, go in there coughing, acting sick. If I was you, I told them, I said, listen, I wouldn't eat for a whole week. I'll get skinny in the face, man, to make it look like you're about to die. Because the only way they're going to let you out of here is if you look like you're about to die, Tone. And he was like, you're right. You're right. I'm like, I know I'm right. So try it next time. So, you know, 2 years passed. Now he got 44 years in. He went, you know, he looked crazy when he went to the board. He had his cane, you know. I remember him walking, you know, he's like, yo, I'm about to go back to the board. He had his cane, his bed was scruffy and gray. He looked dirty, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they look for. So he looked decrepit, worn, and tiresome. And did you know he made that board? You know what I'm saying? He made that board. And I'm not saying that he wasn't remorseful, but he was remorseful, you know. 44 years is a lot of time to think. You know, when he came back and told us he made the board, you know, everybody joking with him. I don't know if y'all ever saw the movie Shawshank Redemption, but there was a guy named Brooks in there. He had 50 years in, and when they finally let him go, he couldn't adjust to society. He hung himself in the movie Shawshank Redemption. So we were saying that about Tone. Like, nigga, you're going to end up like Brooks, playing around with him. But I'm glad to know that he's home and he's doing well. And I want people to know, like, when you go in front of these people, I think you should show some type of remorse naturally, but you got to be remorseful. You can't go in front of these people and be tough. And it's 3 of them. Three of them got to make a decision to let you go. So be remorseful, man. You should be remorseful naturally for committing crime. You know, you should want to do better. So I'm just shouting Tone out. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you made the board. Keep it up. Keep going. He's still alive. He's still strong. You know, be good, y'all. That's my story for today. I'm out of here.